Arriving in Brazil is to set off on a journey full of surprises into a colorful mixture made up of wonders of nature, huge buildings and colonial architecture, never-ending beauty and pleasure. The Guanabara Bay in the state of Rio de Janeiro, together with the Sugar Loaf, is the most famous view in Brazil. Situated along a long sandy beach, with skyscrapers in the background, surrounded by mountains and the turquoise sea, Rio de Janeiro, the wonderful city, Cidade Maravilhosa as Brazilians call it, deserved this name with its location. The shantytown on the hills around the city is a separate settlement. From the distance, the unique architectural style of the shanties looks impressionist. Not only the buildings, but also the lives of the people living here contrasts sharply with other parts of Rio and the beauty of the endless ocean and the green of the mountains. Far from the noise of the city, at the top of Mount Corcovado, the 38-meter-high, 1,145-ton Christ of Corcovado opens his arms to everybody. Built in marble, the statue was donated by the French and consecrated with all honors in 1931. This is where Pope John Paul II blessed the city from in 1980. Visitors from all over the world are attracted not only by its size and greatness, but by the magic calm it radiates. One feels as if it was going to touch the sky. Vieira Soto Avenue runs along Lake Rodrigo de Freitas at the foot of Mount Corcovado. People stroll around the lake already in the early hours, enjoying the view and the light breeze. How different the atmosphere is on a match of the league in Maracanã, one of the largest stadiums in the world. Downtown Rio is full of historic sites. Strolling around the streets and promenades of the old city center will make us really understand the roots of the present in the past. The churches in the old town centre, simple or magnificent, baroque or modern, are a true reflection of the architecture of the city, religious and proud of its beauty and history. With an impressive neoclassical outside, a baroque inside and excellent location, one of the most important buildings in the city centre is the Church of Candelaria, erected by a captain after a pledge to Our Lady of Candelaria during a storm. The Arcos de Lapa are another famous site dating back to the colonial era. Built to be an aqueduct, today the arches function as a viaduct for the Santa Teresa cable car, another tourist attraction in Rio. The beach is an important meeting place for all Cariocas, that is, inhabitants of Rio. The 80-kilometer-long, extremely beautiful, rocky beach of hot sand near crystal clear water is the most democratic place. It receives everybody any time of the day, and all will visit it at least once a day, to take a walk, to meet friends, to sunbathe or for a swim. Tourists are attracted by much-loved holiday resorts. They will, of course, fall in love with the girls in bikinis, be delighted by the beauty of the beach, and enjoy the mischievous humor, all this accompanied by cold beer. Strolling through the different fairs of folk art is a delightful experience. Traditional lifestyle is reflected in the pieces of handcraft. In the street fair called Hippies Fair since the 70s and held in Ipanema, a district of Rio, nicely elaborated souvenirs made of natural materials such as stone, leather, feathers, seeds can also be bought. Born in Africa, samba has been incorporated into the everyday life of the cheerful Cariocas. It is the official dance of the most popular festival in the world and is danced by young and elderly alike in the heart of the bustling city. The locals have the rhythm of the carnival in their blood, while tourists get drifted along with the atmosphere to dance to the beat of samba, with no distinction of race, social class or religion. The cradle of the carnival was in Bahia, but its real hometown is Rio, attracting crowds of tourists. The parade of the schools of samba, where the queen of the carnival is also elected, is held every year at the Sambódromo, designed by Oscar Niemeyer. Another cheerful life starts whenever night falls in Rio. This mood continues until the early hours, although it is a different kind of amusement for the inhabitants of the town under the open arms of Christ the Saviour. Living in São Paulo is to be in a hurry and take up the frantic Paulist rhythm. But it also means being close to the greatest and the best. Founded in 1554, São Paulo hasn't stopped and will not stop growing. It has a population of over 16 million inhabitants and is still growing year after year. In terms of population, it is the second biggest city in Latin America and the fifth in the world. It has a rich cultural life and preserves its history. As the major economic center of the country, different companies from all over the world are based here, and it attracts those looking for jobs and a new life. No doubt, the greatness and beauty of São Paulo comes from the diversity of its inhabitants. Hard-working and ambitious people, for whom work is first, because they are aware that it will bring growth and development. Being in São Paulo is like being in different cities at the same time. What can be observed is endless reconstruction, resulting in constant transformation, surrounded by the never-ending traffic and noise of the city. Deep in the heart of São Paulo, in the middle of concrete and cement, where you would never expect, suddenly a green island appears. The Nengi Siqueira Campus Park is an oasis for those who would like to stop for some meditation or simply to relax and get refilled with energy, leaving the frantic rhythm of the city behind. The different churches in São Paulo truly demonstrate the faith of its people, the faith shared by all Brazilians. Through these buildings, we can also gain insight to the history of Brazil. The most famous church of São Paulo is the Cathédrale da Sé. After long months of reconstruction, it was reopened for the public recently, who are happy to visit the renovated church. People from other states of the country also arrive to try their luck and offer for passers-by typical objects from their homeland and display them in the street. That is São Paulo, a city of chances, including the chance that a bridge can also serve for exhibitions of photos, paintings or sculptures. Life is fast, there is little time left to stop and find pleasure in something nice, while going after things, doing shopping or working. São Paulo preserves a lot of the country's history. The Monument of Independence, on the site of Brazil's final secession from Portugal, stands in the district called Ipiranga. Relics of the past are kept in the Museum of São Paulo. It is time we went to Ibirapuera Park, huge, green and beautiful, which also has a lot of monuments. The 35-meter-long monumental sculptural group at the entrance immediately commands attention. Paulists exploit the park at weekends. People come here for walks or bike rides, to do exercise and relax, and to recharge themselves before the rush of the weekdays. Liberdade is one of the districts of São Paulo founded by immigrants. The Japanese origin of the product sold here can easily be discovered. One label is written in Portuguese, the other in Japanese. Bilingual life is typical of other districts too. The presence of Lebanese immigrants in the center, Jews in Bom Retiro, and Italians in Bexiga determines the character of these areas. São Paulo, a center of gastronomy, has thousands of restaurants which offer typical dishes of one nation or another. The restaurants, called churrascarias, much loved by foreigners too, serve South Brazilian gaucho-style barbecue accompanied by other delicacies. The choice of other national cuisines is really wide. Italian dishes can be found everywhere, and German, French, Portuguese, Spanish, Chinese, Thai, and of course Brazilian cooking is also present. The people of São Paulo are already planning the next day, while rushing through the never-ending traffic congestion to arrive home. Tomorrow they are going to build the skyscrapers of the mega metropolis with renewed energy. The journey to Foz do Iguacu in the state of Paraná is breathtaking. The traveler's attention is attracted by the rainforest covered in wonderful flowers of all colors. Catching sight of the wonders of nature, one feels as if they were approaching paradise. Foz do Iguaçu is a border-crossing town. This is where Brazil borders Argentina across the river Iguaçu and Paraguay across the river Paraná. The border-crossing town on the Argentinian side is Puerto Iguaçu, while it is Ciudad del Este in Paraguay, the largest commercial center of the region. There are few places around the world where different cultures and ethnic groups live together in such harmony as people do here. Foz do Iguaçu, the starting point of excursions to the falls, is one of the most frequented places in the world and is a favorite destination for tourists of different nationalities. For the promotion of tourism, the town has done much to improve its infrastructure. Tourists are catered for in high-quality hotels, bars and restaurants. The bird park is situated close to the entrance to Iguaçu National Park. The 17-hectare park is a piece of preserved original rainforest which provides protection and shelter for about 900 tropical birds. The number is made up of 150 different species from all over the world. The management of the establishment takes special care of endangered animals by providing favorable conditions for the breeding of species close to extinction, thus helping the survival of toucans and certain flamingos, among others. Visitors can encounter not only birds, but several species of reptiles as well. The unchanged rainforest provides natural conditions for the animals. Exploiting the geographical features of the area, Brazilian and Paraguayan experts designed and constructed the largest hydroelectric power station in the world, which has been chosen one of the 7 wonders of modern world.
Iniciamos a construção em 1975.
The construction was started in 1975, says the spokesperson for the power station. Structural work was finished in 1982, and then came the installation of the turbines. Mr. Neri continued. The first generator started producing electricity in 1984. Then came all the rest, one after the other, with the last, the 18th, launched in 1991. The output of each turbine is 700,000 kilowatts. So the total capacity is 12.600.000 kilowatts.
Que dá uma potência total de 12.600.000 kilowatts. Estamos montando mais 2 geradores. O projeto
2 more turbines are being installed this month, he says, with the final aim of 20 generators in operation, with a total capacity of 14 million kilowatts.
14 milhões de kilowatts.
Iguacu National Park, which shelters hundreds of species of the flora and fauna, was declared by UNESCO part of the World Heritage. It is attended by scientists for research from all over the world. The park, covered with subtropical flora, belongs to the Atlantic rainforest. Iguacu is a good example of harmony between man and nature, of man's respect towards nature. Iguacu National Park with the Cataratas, that is the Iguacu Falls, is a preservation area of 225,000 hectares. It is located in the west of state Paraná, and its territory crosses into Argentina as further extension of the Atlantic rainforest. The varied vegetation is the home of thousands of exotic animals, one of which is the coati, chosen as the symbol for Foz do Iguaçu. The history of the town dates back to 1542, when Spanish captain Álvaro Núñez Cabeza de Vaca discovered the falls and named them Santa Maria. His expedition opened the way to the European civilization and the Jesuit missions. In 1888, another wave of migration speeded up the development of the region. At that time, the falls were already famous for their beauty, and in 1916, Albert Santos Dumont, the Brazilian inventor of the airplane, delighted with the beauty, asked the Brazilian government to nationalize the park. It became a preservation area after this. It was declared part of the World Natural Heritage in 1986 by UNESCO, providing protection not only for the park but also for the falls themselves. The Cataratas is a wonderful natural site consisting of 275 waterfalls, amazing in both size and the amount of water falling, a few kilometers away from the mouth of the river Iguaçu. In the language of Tupi Indians, Iguaçu means big water, and the term couldn't be more appropriate. The huge waterfalls formed about 200 million years ago, when the Earth underwent major geological changes and cleavages came into being, leading to the formation of a canyon along the course of the Iguacu. The largest fall is called Devil's Throat. The dispersed water rising here to form a cloud can be seen from several kilometers away. One is even more amazed by the rain here than by the bright sunshine or the wonderful rainbow. The air is full of mystic vapor, the green of the forest is hidden behind a veil, and the sky turns angry and dark grey.
bella Asunción yo te distingo, vibrando toda mi alma de emoción. Yo soy dulce Asunción igual que un hijo que quiere darte un beso en su canción. Es grande Paraguay mi gran cariño, conozco de su gente su bondad, son buenos consecuentes como amigos, por eso yo los quiero de verdad. Asunción del Paraguay, capital de mis amores, tus naranjos y tus flores, los recuerdo sin igual. Paraguay de mi querer, en mis días de erramundo, que corría por el mundo, yo de ti me enamoré. Si bien yo soy zorzal de otras playas, cantándole a mi pueblo soy feliz. Le canto donde quieras que yo vaya, canciones con nostalgias guaraní, oh suelo de mi líricas quimeras, oh tierra de esperanza y de amor, tus calles, tus mujeres, tus burreras, me llenan de ternura el corazón. Asunción del Paraguay, capital de mis amores, tus naranjos y tus flores, los recuerdo sin igual. Paraguay de mi querer, en mis días de erramundo, que corría por el mundo, yo de ti me enamoré.
The Guarani Indians, the native inhabitants of the area along the river Iguacu, believed that the world was controlled by a snake-shaped god called Mboy, the son of Tupa. The chief of the tribe had a daughter called Naipi. She was so beautiful that the tribe pledged her to god Mboy so that she could only live for him. Among the Indians there was a brave warrior called Taruba, who fell madly in love with Naipi and could not accept that her lover would be pledged to Tupa's son. During the pledging ceremony of the young girl, while everybody was enjoying the event, Taruba and Naipi escaped in a boat drifting down the river. Finding out what had happened, Mboy grew terribly angry. With his body of a snake he penetrated into the ground, and twisting it he made a huge cleavage and caused an earthquake which resulted in the cataratas.
After all the wonders of nature, tourists can enjoy the artistic events in Foz do Iguaçu. If you have enough energy left, why not watch a samba show or the famous capoeira dance, inherited from native Africans, which presents their revolt against becoming slaves. The movement consists of dancing steps and imitating blows, suggesting that self-defense and the ability to escape were always needed. Viewers can't actually decide whether it is a dance or a fight. That is Brazil, a fascinating country with nice, hospitable and happy people who look forward to the carnival for a whole year to dance in the streets. And they also show us how hard-working they are, but looking for and respecting moments of leisure. Lots of water, vast forests, mysteries, legends, wonders and faith. The people living here look forward to the future with a cheerful smile on their faces, being fully aware that tomorrow the sun will shine brightly, drawing a rainbow in the sky and filling the people's hearts with happiness.